Hey everybody, we're welcome. We're back. Welcome back. We're here in Fear and Hunger 2 Termina. We don't know shit about this game
Game's
either.
already starting great.
Just like the other Fear and Hunger. I'm here with Toaster again. He's also here. Plot twist though. Toaster got sick of all your fucking comments, you backseat gamers, you little anxiety inducers. So now I'm playing this game instead, and he's watching.
Yeah.
Now he does.
I'm the co-host this time.
Yeah. So now he doesn't have to
balance is restored.
He doesn't have to deal with all the comments being directed at him. Now it's all my fault. So upsides and downsides. If you didn't like his playstyle, now you get to deal with mine. But downside is I don't really know how to play the first game, so this will be like I'm just starting with the sequel. I know what happened to the first game, and like on a general level, I know what you attack limbs in a specific order sometimes for certain outcomes to happen because dismemberment happens and so on. But I don't granularly. I didn't know what anyone's skills were or what half the items did.
Yeah.
Those menus are going too fast.
I have my knowledge from the first game, the stuff that I learned over the course of playing it that I can help Keith with. Just as well, I think at this point you will all be surprised that when we played Fear and Hunger 1, we played it a lot more than what actually made it into the series. I think this goes without saying, but our run of Fear and Hunger 1 took 26 real life hours for 12 episodes of footage.
Yeah. That part where we're trying to get the meat for Moonless, and you thought that you had to farm it off of various barrels and boxes and enemies or something, and we're trying to find any of them, and then I finally spotted that's just sitting there on the counter in that one place. That was 3 hours that got condensed to 12 minutes or something.
Yeah, and people will say oh, I want to see the raw unedited version. That'll be fun.
No, you don't.
I promise you.
Entire stretches of it, we're not even talking because we're just no. And we're
there were moments where Keith and
I need you to accomplish this thing so we can stop for the day, and then we can come back and be fun again tomorrow.
Yes.
We have the censor mod going in this time. Yay, makes my job easier.
Woohoo!
What?
We get to choose our character
Birth
this time, and there are way more.
Termina, Animtret, Death of Innocence, only Termina, Birth of a God again. Ex-soldier, occultist, doctor. That's an age gap. I thought they were all going to be 18 for a minute there.
Wait, ex-soldier, but he's 18. Does that mean he was a child soldier?
Yeah, having fought in war since he was
13.
Ex-soldier excels at ranged combat and has a great aim with most firearms. The occultist, age 18. The occultist focuses on the creative use of the otherworldly powers. I like the language use there. I don't know if it's intended or not, but not just the occult use of the creative use of otherworldly powers, but creative use of the otherworldly powers.
Mm-hmm.
While not as strong with harmful and offensive skills, her abilities are no less impressive when used properly. Vague. Don't know what that means. Know what to do with that. Class, doctor. He good at saw leg off.
He's supposed to be 28, but he looks younger than the other two.
Well, that's what war does to you. The doctor's skill is mainly focused in curing different status ailments and analyzing the possible weaknesses of an enemy's anatomy. It's Terry. It's Terry Hintz. Mechanic, age 27. The mechanic is adept at crafting her own makeshift weapons and traps. Along with mechanical skills, she also understands more complicated machinery. Yellow Mage, age 32. Contrary to other priests' beliefs, Yellow Mages don't dedicate their lives to worship. Yellow Mages use otherworldly powers only to their own benefit and to further their own agenda. Also, I'm this is a limb severer.
Yeah.
Can he still cut people's limbs off with his mind when you play as him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. It's cool to see that this is a character that we have some sense of continuity with. These yellow mages were part of the lore of the first game, so they're still around.
They were a jump scare every time they showed up because you'd walk into a room and
oh
fuck, my legs
you had to run
off.
immediately at them.
Yeah, you had to get them immediately because you could not run past them in time. And it's always just cool when old enemies become allies or playable characters in future games and so on too. Hey Zelda, where's the Bokoblin game, huh? She's in a wheelchair. Okay. Botanist, age 20. The botanist's knowledge covers a wide variety of plants and herbs. She can create mixtures with strong healing properties, or alternatively, she can use her knowledge to create potent poisons. And then you're just like, hey, come over here and do... Okay, that's a JoJo's character.
Oh, yeah, he looks very JoJo's.
That's one of the JoJo's. I'm not entirely sure which one, but it's definitely one of the JoJo's. I don't know their names very well. They're frustratingly similar for a while, too. Thug/boxer. This is a cross-class character. age 31. Info. Life in an underground boxing ring has taught the boxer how to deal with opponents barehanded. The boxer excels at close quarters combat. Journalist. Age 26. Having covered wars, coup d'etats and other disasters, the journalist has picked up various skills that help her survive. Persuasion skills definitely not being last on that list. Persuasion? Persuasion. I was already like, how are we going to use mechanical stuff like in combat or something maybe, right? And you can. She's bad at this character's bad at combat, but like her skills do something else. And then like this person's just a botanist. You're like, hang on a minute. And this person's talent is persuasion. I'm like, okay, well these are all of the women in this game are well, except for the cultists potentially, are like borderline incompatible with the game that we played last time. So I'm really curious what they do in this game specifically and how that changes, because this immediately suggests something wildly different. Not gonna lie, I kind of need to click on the hot one real quick. There we go.
Yeah.
Marco.
Oh, and their names auto-populate. That's cool. We don't need to guess them anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of cool leaving them as their original names because it feels like, assuming this is like the last game, in the last game, all of the characters you can pick were also in the world. And that just makes that just kind of feels like you're like renaming Artemi Buruk or Daniel Denkovsky.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, let's just know what everyone's name is clearly. In fact,
I agree.
Oops. Oopsie.
You can't go back, I don't think.
What? Really?
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
ARCOH. I wanted to go back and like double check, just learn everyone's names real quick.
I wonder if I can find a list of them.
Easier mode, fear and hunger mode, and
masochism. Oh,
because
that's the Chi
it's a
symbol.
The Christogram.
Yeah.
They're doing a cute thing. Should we play on easy again?
Let's see. I think we can. I don't know. I wonder if it locks us out of anything. I don't know.
I don't know how this game works or what.
Me neither.
Vary from mode to mode. Oh, my mouse is up here. Saved it. I was just sitting on the train being hot all day, and then the soothing sound of the rail tracks. You are not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. You can't help but let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. For the majority of your life, you've only known the streets of the Vatican City. Oh.
This takes place in real life? It's interesting.
He's a boxer at the Vatican? A Vatican thug? Okay. It's a very specific
Didn't know there
atmosphere.
was an underground boxing ring there.
Yeah.
It must be a real alternate history.
Yeah, the floor just opens up when like Yakuza. Actually, it's just in the middle of the Vatican Square. Like there's just a secret part in the fountain, and then it's just like, I don't know if there's a fountain. I've never been. I don't know what the Vatican looks like. But it's just like just right there in the middle of it, just opens up, and there's just like the Christ Church boxing screen, but whatever the fuck. But this is actually the first time in your life you've traveled this far from those narrow and crowded alleyways. So he's lived his entire life in Vatican City. That is wild. I don't know what that means for a person, honestly. Things don't look that fancy elsewhere. Traveling is overrated, you think to yourself. In your earliest memories, you remember spending your time with your parents, but then suddenly you just didn't have parents anymore.
This guy really is a JoJo's character.
Yeah. That's a really, really dark statement. given in a really like flippant way.
Yeah.
Anyway, you didn't have any parents anymore. You can't remember what happened, but from one point onwards, it was just you and your sisters against the world. Sister, singular. You were still only 10 years old, but you had to make a living somehow. Pickpocket, burglar, or honest life. Is this where...
Burglar for sure. This is the same choices I think that we had with the mercenary.
I'm just wondering, like, is this why he's a boxer slash thug? Because you can make him live an honest life as a boxer and not have any criminal background, so they have to like make him like a Schrodinger's class name. I don't know.
I'm gonna pick burglar though. That's what I think you should.
I feel like burglar gets their doors.
Lock picking, exactly. Lock picking. Okay, yeah, exactly. Lock picking.
The Vatican City was full of streets kids, similar to you, and in no time you learned the tricks of the trade. You tried your hand into breaking into apartments and stealing all the valuables you could carry. It worked for some time, but too often you got caught up in the act, which resulted in you getting beaten up. The streets schooled you hard, but as you grew older, you noticed that you started to tower over those who bullied you before. If someone still tried to do you dirty, you were quickly able to give them a taste of your justice. The justice is my... Because of your size and skills in fighting, you started to attract attention of local street gangs that tried to recruit you as their muscle. This never sounded right to you. You had been extorted of your measly salaries too many times. You didn't want to do the same to anyone. As a burglar, I would never want to take someone's belongings. But turning down small-time criminals only got you to further trouble. Almost every other night you'd end up in street fights. At one point you realized that you were doing more fighting than actual work. Not to mention that's where you got most of your money too. It's like Pokemon, you beat people up and then you take all their money. Pokemon has weird lessons, honestly. You started to consider fighting as your job. Maybe it'd be worth investing into more? You started to work out more regularly and follow a strict regimen. Strength, mass, footwork, and stamina. Footwork feels like evasion to me, and considering how one hit can take a limb off seems important.
Yeah, well,
I would like to be unhittable if possible.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mass feels like health, and strength feels like hit chance or something. Or strength feels like hit damage.
Yeah.
You thought that swift feet would prove useful in a boxing ring. It wouldn't matter how hard one would punch if that punch never connects. You spiced up your boxing drills by trying sandbags to your arms and tying sandbags to your arms and feet. Every time you started to get used to the weights, you double the bags. That's aggressive. Wow. You didn't really feel the change until you finally dropped the weights and noticed how light and lightning fast your movements were without the additional baggage. Your agility leveled up at least twice after all that. I don't know if that would help with your agility necessarily, but I don't know things about training. I feel like you would start like immediately like overshooting all of your movements because of how low resistance there is. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You were doing alright in fights. So much so that you started to build a little reputation on the streets. That's Johnny Two Legs, because it kind of has two legs. which is rare in this city, given the, fear and hungerness of it all. In no time, you moved on to underground boxing rings where there was more money on the table and less danger of the opponent pulling a knife in the middle of the match. Oh. Where were you before that was not underground boxing rings? Wait. I guess he was just in fight clubs or something?
Just getting beaten up for being burgled and stuff. For being a burglar.
Yeah. While you were busy in the ring, your sister had grown into a beautiful young woman who attracted all kinds of admirers. It would have meant trouble if it wasn't for your mean reputation. Most low-life thugs on the streets knew that they'd have to answer to you if they tried anything dodgy, because that's what you do, dodge. That didn't mean that there weren't those who tried. She started to get close to with a known mobster, Ricardo.
They really do have JoJo's names. I feel like we just picked the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character.
Ricardo. Oh my god.
That's great. That's just solid. We love that.
He was the heir to the Ricardo branch of the family. The family was an organized body of criminals operating in Vatican City. They were called the Church. Oh, edgy.
Wow.
In all intents and purposes, the family was a mafia, but they also had deep ties to the Church, which in turn was running the country. So it was a bit more complicated. Despite being a mobster, Ricardo seemed decent enough. He had a flirtatious and flattering way of speaking, and in general got along with everyone. He took notice in your skills and tried to casually recruit you to your ranks. Just kind of slipped an arm over your shoulder at the movie theater like, hey.
Oh no.
You politely declined the offer. That was your final breath. Since you didn't take the offer, Ricardo had another one on the platter. He proposed that he'd hook you up with a real boxing trainer to get you to the next level. You again declined, but your sister insisted that you'd at least try it out. You agreed. Things started to feel more professional. The second you stepped into the gym, the trainer, an elderly gentleman who had an impressive record of previous apprentices, was impressed by your raw skills. He thought the best way to push you further would be to choose where to specialize. Even more evasion. Never get hit. Ever.
Yeah, my assumption is evasion or defense.
I'm iffy on defense because it still involves taking a hit. So I'm leaning towards like evasion or offense. Either preventing damage by doing it or by avoiding it.
Well, I think if some of the abilities that we're getting are the same as the last game, which it seems like they are so far, I do think the defense stance prevented you from getting limb loss when you guarded with it as the knight. I don't remember 100% though, and that is again a gamble on whether or not that character will be hit. So I think evasion is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also stupidly overcommit to one specific thing whenever I make a character for the first time in most things. Then I fuck around and find out immediately, like in Zomboid.
Well, I think in this game,
I made a guy who does a run good. Look at him go. That didn't work.
I think in like a jRPG like this though, where you're gonna get party members and stuff, like having specialized characters actually does make a difference. Because maybe having an extra agility point or having a like higher dodge chance, just one rank isn't a big deal, but then like stacking it will make it so that it's good enough that you just truly never get hit.
It also just stands out to me that like if the game still has limb removal, like assuming that's even a thing, then it just seems handy to have a main character who we're stuck with no matter what that's less likely to do that.
Yeah, but the same thing goes for evasion though. Like if you're evading everything, then you're not losing limbs either. Yeah,
that's what I said. That was my point for evasion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, what I was saying is
that doesn't get hit because you can't get rid of him. Generally speaking, at least you couldn't last time.
I think so. I mean, the only reason why I said that is just that I think the defense skill in the last game prevents you from getting your limbs cut off. But again, that still prerequisites that you're going to choose to defend and also get hit, whereas evasion is more passive. So yeah, maybe go for evasion.
And you're talking about the comments that are all pointing out actually the defense like undoes coin tosses or whatever or something like that along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's really obvious. I don't know how you guys couldn't figure that out. It was super obvious. The game basically tells you, and then the quote of the game basically telling us according to them is the part where it's like, hey, if you ever feel like you're in danger, you should defend.
Which is what we did all the time and got punished for it.
Yeah, a comment that in no way specifies that defense has any special characteristics beyond what it does in every video game ever, which is reduce incoming damage, hopefully. Like,
yes.
People are really bad about watching blind playthroughs where they they take the information they already know from outside sources, and then they say it's really obvious that to get it, even though they didn't learn it from the game either. And their evidence for how you're supposed to learn it in the game is them just finding one tiny shred of something and then just backfilling their knowledge that they already know and not realizing that they're just doing that. Because like it's so nonsensical to hear from another person. Evasion. You learned bob and weave, so it's an ability. It's an evasive ability, I assume.
Interesting.
Its methods proved effective. Soon you had your first real bout in the ring and won the match with relative ease. Your sister and Ricardo were there to congratulate you. You continued with your winning streak. The hype around you was growing. Slowly, even you started to believe the hype. Ricardo was able to organize big matches one after another. You started spending more time inside the family quarters with Ricardo and your sister. Without noticing, you'd been pulled into the criminal world. What started as helping out a friend became a more frequent occurrence. Soon Ricardo showed his true colors as well. He had been building you up for a fated boxing match. Apparently your next opponent was a former family member who had cut all ties with the organization. Your job was to kill him in a boxing match. You politely declined, which has worked great for you so far, but at this point there was no turning back. Ricardo reminded that he got your sister back at his flat and she'd feel it in her skin if you didn't comply. That's a really weird way to say that.
Yes.
What a strange... Even if you're trying to, like there's the sister, you got this shame, something happened to her. Or just like, is like the dumb one, but then there's creepy ways to say that. And that also wasn't that. That was just confusing. Like what do you mean? Like gonna feel in your skin? I get it. I'm not dumb. I know what he means, obviously. But it feels like it feels like storm's coming, Annie. I can feel it in my bones. Like what do you mean you're gonna feel it in your skin?
Jesus Christ.
You weren't ready for that one, were you?
No, I wasn't. My brain, I've been so fixated on how good the background music is that I've been waiting to get an edge in to just say, like, man, I really like this song that's playing. Then you hit me with that, dude. That's like, what you lead with?
Just like, yeah, but what about Phantom Menace quotes? You know, those things I've always got in my stable.
Jesus Christ.
You know Phantom Menace, my most watched movie ever?
Can't wait.
Menace.
You're gonna run into Sebulba in this game. Watto. Oh man.
I think that's true. I think it's my most watched movie ever. I think that's still true, and I haven't watched it for like half my life now.
That's incredible.
Like its competition is what? Like I think like Willy Wonka and Dark Crystal or something, or Chamber of Secrets. The specific Harry Potter we had on DVD growing up for some reason. You didn't know what to do. Soon you found yourself in the ring with an ex-family member, and the bell rang. He was a tough opponent, but you managed to get the best of him. You were able to counter one of his attacks with a knockout hit. Things moved in slow as you saw Ricardo in your corner, nodding with a sly smile. You followed up your hit with another, and another, and another. But then you decided this was too much. So Ricardo decided it was time to have you taken care of. You were beaten to death in your next fight, and your son ran away scared and sad. But he had a chemical accident that blinded him and made him super sensitive to audio. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that Daredevil doesn't take place in Vatican City, given the everything else about it.
Yeah, I mean, he is very Catholic, so...
He's extremely Catholic. You didn't even stop when the man hit the ground. The referee had to pull you away with all he got before you stopped. The damage had already been done. You had killed a person. You were devastated by all this, but kept it all inside. This was only the beginning. Ricardo had plenty of dirty work for you to do. At this point, you had plenty of leverage too. Your sister being the last resort every time you hesitated. Things had to change.
Flee.
Yeah. Because it makes us run fast, probably. Because that's how it works. Yeah. You run away, you run for your life once in your life, and you get a permanent 20% speed boost for the rest of your life.
Yeah, oh no, we learned the ability. This is the ability that makes it so we can get out of battle easier.
Yeah, this is a common jRPG ability where like everyone has like the run button, but somebody has like the run ability.
Yeah, like the thief skill or whatever.
You couldn't find your sister anywhere. Calling her telephone, nothing. You started to suspect that Ricardo had suspected something. Awkward sense. Like this, and sent your sister somewhere. You were left with no choice but to confront Ricardo. So we were confronting Ricardo regardless, but we had an escape plan this time.
Yeah, one of them gives us a good ability.
Yeah, the other one you got murder plan. Ricardo was wary of you. He seemed to sense your killing intent from miles away, and that's why he avoided seeing you alone to the best of his abilities. He was too cocky to consider you a serious threat, though. How? Well, what about the rest of the thing you just said? You just said the part where he considered us a serious threat because of everything you just said. As if he had you under his thumb. That proved out to be a grave mistake for him. The guy who was afraid to ever be in a room alone with you had underestimated you. What the fuck are you saying? Okay, you were to meet Ricardo and a dozen of his henchmen at a local club to discuss another one of your many tasks. You had been waiting for an opportunity to see him alone, but that opportunity never presented itself. Fair enough, you thought. The moment you got up into punching distance, Ricardo had a split-second realization of what had happened before you knocked him off his feet. Little Red had tried to slither away, but you grabbed him by his throat and kept slamming him to the floor until he stopped moving. This is a weird description of somebody who was never alone and you didn't have a chance to fight him individually. What the fuck's happening? In your rage, you lifted him up and threw him over the railing. That would have been, if you skipped to that, I could tell how you could do that quickly without anyone stopping you. He fell from the second floor to the center of the club's dance floor. You saw him fall, first head to the ground. You had succeeded in what you set out to do. Getting out of the club was secondary. You had to fight through a mob of Ricardo's goons, who are suspiciously long distance away suddenly, I guess, and didn't do anything to stop you. Somehow you made it out of the back door with only minor injuries, and ran away as fast as you could. You ran away from the crime scene. The problem was that now both the family and the law enforcement of the city were after you. Just then you received a phone call from your sister. She'd been sent to Ricardo's summer villa in the country of Valland some days prior, which is the setting of this game, I'm guessing. You explained the situation to her, and the two of you decided to meet up in the country of Rondon. Oh, that's probably it.
We know that one. That's from the first one.
There was no possibility of you living in the Vatican City anymore. You had to act fast before the police would catch up with you. What did you take with you before leaving the city? Medical goods,
so I assume
food, and luxury products?
Luxury products are for sure going to be things like tobacco and opium and from the first game.
Your silicone sculptures collection. The basics.
Yes, and can't forget the tentacle sculptures.
Yeah.
What would be better? I mean, our character seems to be primarily attack based, so luxury products aren't going to be immediately useful, but they probably will be useful
they all
eventually
seem
if we ever get a mage.
And there's not this time around. They didn't give you the don't take anything. You're really fast now option.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure there will be enough food in the game to survive. Medical goods are always good because like being able to heal yourself is good.
I feel like I can just anticipate some sort of like pathologic situation where, or like last time, where just you have meters that are going down, so you'd have to worry about like which meter is the most metery. You think? I don't know. I'm just curious about this one, honestly. You took a syringe of heroin and some pep pills with you.
Oh! Yeah, so yeah, opium and tobacco.
Yeah,
gotcha.
just so everyone knows, whenever I reference my luxury items, I always mean exactly this every time. That's what those words mean to me. Oh my god. Okay. You took the first train that left the country. The destination was an obscure little town called Prehevil. In the country of Bohemia. You had no
That's a real place.
idea where that place was. That's not good. You should know where you're going. But you figured you could plan your trip better once you got there. Good luck. Okay, let's save. Oh, that's a familiar sound. Skip the intro? No.
I'm so excited so far. I'm enjoying this.
Oh.
Oh, she's making a little sign.
Tee.
Are we gonna do marriage with
gone.
that man right there?
What? How? It's gone. How am I gonna Silent Hill save now? You feel like someone was watching you while you slept. Okay. Here's me. I have very bulgy knees. That's my personality. Goofy little doll arms. his arms look really funny to me.
They do. They are really weird.
An old pamphlet. There doesn't appear to be anything interesting printed on it.
So make sure to interact with like all containers you see just around.
Yeah.
See if you can take shit out of them.
A pile of suitcases has been left without supervision. Or the previous cabin's locked from the other side. Looking through the window, the cabin seems pitch black. That's creepy. Or
It's not actually. You're just closed-minded and a bigot.
What?
You gotta keep an open mind, Keith. You can't just be calling things creepy like that.
Salaryman has a hell of a beginning of the chapter cadence to his name. Damn. Excuse me. No answer. I hate
the
pamphlets.
art is immediately better.
What? Oh god, this is a menu. Okay. Okay, the top one is items, apparently.
Oh, we have a sorted inventory now. This is so nice.
So I have a knife. Body bag armor. Makeshift armor. So yeah, I just found makeshift armor. Oh, minus 10 agility. Downside. It's very bad. Wow, it's really bad armor too.
What do we have equipped right now? Do we have anything?
I believe we have nothing equipped. This gives me 10 defense but loses 10 agility, so it makes me lose the thing I'm good at.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that.
Yeah. Just,
go down to the E.
I guess
one more down.
I guess
two
it's
more
an
down.
I for inventory?
Yes, it's an I for inventory,
oh, no.
S for status.
My guy's afraid of fucking.
Oh no.
He's got erotophobia. Okay, that's status. Party talk?
That'll allow you to talk to your party members.
That screen. Okay. This is a Tails game?
Okay. So here we do have
Body is combat
equipment
jacket.
on. Yeah.
Optimize. Now I got a knife. So so you equip in a separate screen. I thought the left and right sides of that screen were what was and wasn't equipped. Okay, so what does this do?
Gives us a little bit more defense, but way less agility.
Yeah, I'm just comparing it. So so my current armor gives me 3 defense because this will increase it by 7 when it was 10.
Yep.
That's what that means.
That's fine. I think
even
we're good.
The game
with
itself
what we
is like, that's not optimal.
Yeah.
Makeshift armor plus scrap metal and duct tape makes makeshifter armor.
Yeah, makeshifter armor, shiftier armor.
Shiftiest armor of all.
Oh, in that settings menu, you might want to, in audio, turn down the sound effects volume by like 20%. There we go. Just in case we get any of those ear-piercing static sound effects ever again.
Imagine being an NPC in real life and just like, time to check or for our player character, I guess. It's like time to check every single pamphlet on the floor. You never know which one might be interesting. Luggage. Lavender.
Oh, Amicus was here.
We both had the same fucking thought. God damn it.
Though, if you met Amicus in this game, he'd probably be some sort of genuinely uncanny, terrifying alien creature.
Give him to me. And he'd have the circle spear. Go full furry. I do have the Amicus perfume. I need to make like a video about that or something. keep meaning to like ambush Stephanie with it or something and make something out of that because someone sent it to the PO box a long time ago.
A wall of suitcases. Something feels off. I don't like that description.
Yeah. That is a lot. That is an unnerving. This would feel weird at some point when there's this many fucking suitcases stacked. Okay. Yeah, that got weird.
Yeah. The little velvet room going on. Some Persona happening.
Got pretty weird.
Is that single suitcase
of those
interactable?
I tried it.
Oh, okay.
Just all suitcases. Ooh, weird diagonal room. Oh! Hi, Jan Etor. What is going on with this guy?
Oh, he's censored from the waist down.
He's naked.
Because of the mod.
He's a naked man.
Yep.
What is on his back, or is he holding something behind him? What is that? All right, so 2 seconds of this game.
In the battle, I guess.
2 seconds of this game were accosted by a naked man.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Just where did you think you ran off to? Don't you understand the hurry we are in?
This can't be on a train. This doesn't make any sense.
It said, the text on the bottom said, you're not on the train anymore.
Oh.
Kind of cool.
Get your hands off me. A feisty one.
The eyes of the janitor bulge out from their sockets as his expression intensifies.
We can do it the hard way, too.
Hi? Oh, yeah, he's got skin hooks. He's got... Ugh.
Yeah, he's like a Cenobite from Hellraiser.
Yeah, he's got his head... He's got it's like a harp-shaped thing behind his back that all of his skin is tied to.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I've seen this in the censorship mod. Weird little avocado bugs will be on the screen, and that's their penis.
Yeah, pine cone dogs.
So
that's the weenie.
If they have a penis, you can attack. It's over there. Check up on your party in the middle of combat.
Bob and weave is what activates, I think.
Yeah. Talking can sometimes get you out of uncomfortable situations. Greatly chances running away. A passive skill, so you don't use it. Okay. And I imagine lockpicking you don't use during combat either.
Yeah. Try to activate Bob and Weave. I want to see what it does.
A demonstrates a technique where one bobs their head laterally to an incoming attack while shifting balance slightly to left or right, raises evasion greatly. He cast it. He cast his dodging. It didn't work. Ow. I'm good at dodging things. Rev
that
up?
Did not go great.
What did I hit rev up. I don't know what it did.
I don't know.
Pep pills. The high raises your awareness and withdrawal tires you out. Lavender. The scent soothes you and dilutes your fears. With lavender scent, you can fuck me because it'll overcome my erotophobia. Wow. They do know me. Okay. Just attack his penis because I'm afraid of it, and I attack what I'm afraid of.
No, attack the knife, you fool.
Oh, now I evade. Just kidding.
I'll teach you to run away.
Oh, it's back.
Let's see you dash around like a little jailbird with these chicken thighs of yours.
Ah! Immediately we're getting this sound again. Immediately we're getting this sound again.
Now get back to work.
What do I do now? What's my work? The janitor walked away. Apparently he has other slaves to look after as well. Alright, well, time to do a normal day of work. Santa's workshop. This is why they're all dwarves. The table's full of cubes with various sigils carved all around them. The cubes are hollow, though. They seem to be missing some parts still. There are random tools left here. The tools seem to be for very specific purposes, and they are useless otherwise. Can't pick up my own legs and just slop them back on with a green herb tonic. What is that? Oh, that's alarming. That looks like it goes in someone. The contraption doesn't seem
definitely goes in someone.
Yeah, the contraption doesn't have any seeming use. You have no idea what its purpose is. No idea? You need to spend some more time on the internet. I immediately can clock what I'm looking at here, and it's a bad time for someone. Unless... Oh, diagonal. Whoa, diagonal moving sprites. It feels awkward to trigger, but it's there. Honestly, he's powering through his limbless list pretty well. Oh, limbs! Here, just collect them, just pick them back up. Lifeless arms reach out from beneath the boards. All the walls are just full of people and whatever this sticky white substance could be. Am I about to get layers of feared? Nope. Your head hurts. You feel like you're losing your mind. Oh, hey.
Look, it's the gods. These are the gods from Fear and Hunger 1.
Yeah, that's
including
the
ones that we killed. Look, that's the...
That's the gold
is them.
mask, there's the flayed guy, and some other guys.
The tormented one and the dominant one, I think, are its names.
This white one here. A lot of them are less obvious. Just kind of cloaks. But yeah, we experienced
old gods,
a version of this place before. God, there's a lot of them.
We did.
A lot of boss fights.
Yeah. That's the pure one.
That's the guy, one that... Beetlejuice. It's the Beetlejuice sculpture, man. What the husband turns into.
Yeah.
It's really funny. These guys are
And that's
spooky.
Valtiel, I think, down there.
This is legitimately a lot of gods.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the reveal in the end of the first game, was that there are so many of them, that they were there for so long, that so many existed before the ones that even were there. It's all kind of a ruse.
Seemingly. Or did I die? It's the... What does he sound like? The guy from Star Trek.
Ah, there you are.
A mysterious person greets you in a monotonous voice.
Got you pulled out from that nasty place. You were going deep into that rabbit hole. To show his goodwill, my master has mended your wounds and tatters this once. What a joy. Now you are safe under the beautiful green hue of the moon. Welcome to the Moon Tower.
Is this a nightmare?
Oh, it hardly is a nightmare. You just need to adjust your perspective accordingly, and it will be anything but a nightmare. Since our words could not possibly reach my master, I speak on his behalf. And who might my master be? Well, for now, let's just say that he is the delinquent one, Prehevil, the trickster moon god. And me? You can call me Perkele. That means asshole in Finnish.
Okay.
It's like it's like an insult. The janitor in Control says it, I think, at one point. Yeah.
Oh, it's really specific.
I am just a humble servant of his celestial majesty.
This is a minor thing, but it's distracting me that the little bottom icon that shows you that you can proceed the text, the top of it cuts off every time it goes up.
Oh yeah, it does.
Why is it doing that? Also usually those icons are like by the end of the text or something, or in the bottom right corner. Bottom center is just like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. You are the dreamer. He is the dream.
So I made him? I'm the master.
My master has invited 14 14 of you to join us in this jubilee of cosmic proportions. 14 candidates, but only one true victor.
Fear and Hunger 2 is a battle royale.
The Festival of Termina is upon us. So this really is Fear and Hunger Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I was like, hang on a minute. Termina is the name of the city in Majora's Mask, and there's just a giant moon with a face in the background.
Mm-hmm. I'm into this.
It is. I mean, it's probably the best Zelda. So
it seems to be as big of an improvement so far. So I'm pretty excited.
I find it interesting that was seemingly like a tutorial bit where like it was like a meant to lose fight, like you see at the beginning of Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, but where like maybe you can win it, but also it's like the game just moves on even if you lose, and it's just like, anyway, that was the intro. Time for the real game now. But maybe there's like a reward you get if you succeeded at beating him, but then you probably walk down the hallway and then still end up with the demons, with the old gods and all that anyway.
I'm sure that you can kill him and probably dismantle his offense. It's probably just tough.
Yeah, him attacking several times per turn is definitely stacking the deck against you for the first fight.
Yeah. Well, you need to very strategically, and this is something we learned playing Fear and Hunger 1, is just like the pace of combat is very much like hit their weapon wielding arm, guard so that they can't coin flip you, talk to them to get their stats down, and then like hit them with everything you have. Like combat, if it lasts longer than like 5 rounds, you're doing it wrong. Like that's just how it was in the first game.
Were you talking to people most fights? I didn't know that was happening.
Not all the time, but I mean, it came up pretty frequently, and especially in boss fights. We talked to quite a few bosses, and that's how we figured out how to do Moonless, was talk to them, and we could talk to the,
I remember talking
the
to
yellow
Moonless,
mages.
But I remember very little talking beyond like plot things, essentially, not like a fight, like a combat dynamic.
Well, I mean, we spoke to the yellow mages, and that's how we got that like token that allowed us to even talk to Nashra.
Yeah, but just like Moonless, that's also plot utility. That's not fight. Tactics. So I was confused when you brought it up that way.
Some of the times that we talked to people, it made them like lose their turn, or just like lose defense, or random things like that. So I think that it's just I think that's kind of the pace of combat. Now, this is not to say that we did a great job of it in the original, but I do believe that's kind of the way that like you're supposed to puzzle things out in a lot of cases.
What is this Festival of Termina?
It is a festival to give you, the humans, a peek to grandeur and a chance to reach for illustrious heights. The festival to end all festivals. This must all be very confusing to you. I won't burden you with any more information at this very moment. Just head towards the tower. That is all you need to know for now. I will gladly answer questions once you get there. But until then, let us meet again under the moonlight.
You have 3 days. You wake up suddenly.
Man, already, straight up, the quality of the text has increased 100-fold. There's already been some small little grammar mistakes and stuff and typos, clearly, but like, oh my god, the quality of this writing is just really good so far. I'm very into it.
Oh yeah, because the last game was full of moments of like, wait, what was he trying to say?
What is even
there?
being said? Yeah.
You wake up suddenly. Was it all just a dream? The train. It seems to have stopped.
Oh, try to go in the rooms again if you can.
Like the far right one?
Yeah. Just try to see if you can go in some of the places. The bottom door, if it's still closed, it's still closed.
This probably gets off. Ooh.
Then
ooh.
yeah.
Wait, no, get out. There. Okay. There's a little run meter.
Oh, is sprinting like a mechanic in this one?
Yeah.
Interesting. So like everyone can do it, maybe, presumably, or maybe some characters have bigger meters.
X makes this meter go down. I wonder how.
Oh, I wonder if it makes you hungrier though to use it.
Maybe. So I wonder what the downside is, because the meter doesn't seem like it limits you that much. And like,
yeah.
It also makes me wonder, like, are there situations where you really need to run more than for a couple seconds, as far as like avoiding things go? These seats are perfectly suited for resting. You just need to clear out all the papers of the way first. Got a combat manual and Prehevil map. Now I will do a nap. I can actually.
I don't know. Is there? I wonder if there's a downside to that.
Do I still have equipment? I don't like the font for this menu because it's just rough. Equip. I do still have the makeshift armor for my dream, which is interesting, given that it was not real.
I don't think it actually was a dream. I think that all happened and we were just warped back.
Oh, inventory. Books. There we go. Use Prehevil map?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Oh my god, we have a Silent Hill map.
Yes, that's the first thing I thought.
This is so cool.
It's a very Silent Hill looking map, and we're also starting on a road far away and have to come into town. God, it's fair.
All right,
actually,
let's
it's very Silent Hill reminiscent in appearance. Damn.
This is great. That kicks ass. I am into that.
The combat manual.
What does the combat manual do?
This manual depicts the basics of survival in close combat situations as well as on the field. The following techniques can be applied both on the battlefield and in your everyday life. Like when you're making pasta. Lesson 1. Strategic dismemberment. Sever different limbs of the enemy to best subdue their attacks. If the enemy is carrying a weapon, it might be best to deal with that particular limb first. Going straight for the head might be tempting, but attacking such a guarded body part in the heat of battle might prove to be difficult. Taking out legs will often rock the balance of the enemy and make them vulnerable to headshots. Lesson 2. Rev up. As the fight goes on, you'll get more revved up naturally, as indicated by your eye
triangle
points increasing each turn. Use 1 or 2 rev points to boost your strength, or 3 to add an additional attack to your string. That's what it was. I used rev up because I used up my little meter of little triangles, and that apparently made me stronger. And if I had 3, I would have gotten a bonus attack. There are also different kinds of skills that require rev points. They are mentioned in the skill descriptions. Lesson 3. Devastating attacks. Sometimes the enemy might be preparing a devastating attack. These attacks cause massive damage or other status ailments that prove out to be insufferable. Just cringe, frankly. Most of the time, these attacks are telegraphed somehow on the previous turn, so you can see them coming. You can either dodge devastating attacks by guarding, or you can risk it and face the coin of judgment. This is way more information than the first game ever gave us.
This is what we're talking about. This is how you fix the problems with the first game. I am so into this.
There's a ton of information we never had before. I'm also wondering what the background says. It's like just legible enough that I think you could read it all. Like I think somebody could probably take the time to actually read this entire background.
Yeah.
The coin of judgment is your last chance in dodging the incoming attack. You can affect your chances by throwing a lucky coin into the mix by holding shift key while you choose either heads or tails. What's the controller version? Ultimately, your fate will be chosen by your higher powers. Lesson 4. Shooting. You can use various different firearms in the field, even before initiating a combat encounter, to weaken or kill the enemy before they get on striking distance. Just have a firearm equipped, some ammo to spare, and press shift. The effects of your attack vary from enemy to enemy. Weaker foes might even get killed from a single hit. Lesson 5. Running. Okay, it's shift, so it's X. Hold shift to run.
No. I just looked it up, and there is no key bound for that on a controller.
There just is no lucky coin on controller?
Yeah, they say you have to bind it in the Steam settings. Don't think that it's X. Literally what a thread just says.
Damn.
Let me make sure of that. But yeah, let's see. I just opened up PC Gaming Wiki.
Womp womp. Hold shift to run. Running slowly depletes your stamina. If you run out of stamina entirely, you'll need a short time to recover to catch your breath before being able to run again. Oh, running slowly depletes your stamina. I was like, I read that as running slowly depletes your stamina. I'm like, what? What does running slowly even mean? If an enemy spots you, you will go into tension mode, where stamina depletes at an alarming rate. Okay, now the meter makes more sense. It's a quality of life feature where you can run longer when nothing's happening, just to get places. This tense moment will likely pass by fairly fast. If you have firearms equipped, you can't run. No running and gunning. If you have injured your legs, no running either. There's a lot more to survival, but hopefully these lessons will aid you in getting started. Good luck. Wait, are you saying... Wait, I had to go back because I was in maybe a little bit in like reading mode too much. Are they saying that you can use guns outside of combat, and that's how ranged combat works, and then all turn-based combat is the quote-unquote close-range combat? Is that what I took from that? Let's see. Yeah. Before even initiating a combat encounter, to weaken or kill an enemy before they get into striking distance. Yeah. Yeah, so firearms are an out of combat, like outside of jRPG combat mechanic.
Okay, correction. The shift key issue happened in Fear and Hunger 1. It appears to be okay on controller in Fear and Hunger 2. So we're good. Okay. False alarm.
Too late. Everyone already made their comments.
Yep.
Hello, Hatman. They're so goofy shaped. They stick out in the middle, in the middle of their front, and they got little flat faces, and they got giant butts. They're just really goofy.
They
little
remind
dolls.
me of the bad. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm saying the bad remaster to differentiate. The sprites remind me of the remaster sprites for like the mobile ports of the Final Fantasy games, the ones that no one liked. Because those also had like big chubby bellies that sticked out and like straight down arms that like moved forward and back when you moved.
This goopy little dudes. The man in the suit's talking to himself. He seems to be completely lost in his own thoughts. Already late. So late. Alice in Wonderland, maybe? Can we follow him somewhere later? Down the rabbit hole? Oh, there's all the playable characters, I assume. I think. That looks about right. Yeah, that's the doctor.
I think the one in the... Yeah, I think that's at least some of them.
I recognize... Yeah, because like there's the yellow mage. Bottom left is the doctor. Bottom right is the occultist. Middle is the reporter. To the left of them is the botanist. I'm not totally sure who the two dudes are. They're leaning against the train.
So the dude in the jacket in the middle, I don't recognize.
Yeah.
The dude with the blonde hair, I don't recognize next to the yellow mage.
Yeah.
Because I think the doctor is the one in the field.
Yeah. I think the doctor's down there, so I'm trying to guess which one of those two is supposed to be the ex-soldier, but he had black hair, didn't he? You know, a little triangle
ex-soldier
face.
I don't think is here, because he was wearing like overalls. And there was an overalls girl as well. She doesn't appear to be here. She had red hair.
Yeah, the mechanic. Or engineer or something. Winry. Man with the checkered pants. So this is the doctor. This is Dankovsky.
So that must be the best course of action for now.
It really is. It does look like it's that does look like the Bachelor and the Changeling down there.
Yeah, he seems very Dankovsky.
Yeah.
Daniil.
You interrupt the discussion.
Oh, the big Chad got up.
Who are you? What's going on?
He must be just as clueless as the rest of us. The train left us all here at the outskirts of the city. All the train personnel, everyone, gone. No explanations.
That's troublesome.
No kidding. We decided to stay and wait here for a while. Someone has to come for the train sooner or later. So if you're not in a hurry, I recommend just taking a seat inside and trying to relax.
Or you can take a suspiciously familiar long walk through the fog into town. Maybe we could introduce ourselves? Okay. It's a me.
That's you.
No, it's the girl with the pigtails.
Isn't that who you just voiced?
No, I was the girl with the glasses.
Oh, okay. My name is Marina.
My name's Olivia. Lovely to meet you all.
You can call me August.
Karen
Sauer.
Sauer. They're probably gonna say it. Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty.
Hey, I'm Henrik. And this mystic gentleman over here is Osa. It was Osa, right?
Cool.
Silly man. I'm pretty sure it was. We were the first to wake up.
Oop, he's got a missing eye. Before you came out, we were talking about this. You saw a peculiar nightmare as well, didn't you? Saw a nightmare is a weird way to put it that.
Yeah. Had a nightmare.
How did you know that? Everyone saw the same dream before waking up in the train. The moon, the girl in the pink dress, the Festival of Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Not this talk again. We should have asked the army pig. Bremen pig. That's that person
Bremen
left
is
already.
also... The Bremen are also a group from Majora's Mask. Yeah.
Oh, why do I think the Bremen were in Pathologic? I guess I'm thinking
I don't know.
I guess I'm thinking of New Vegas because I'm playing it right now, and the Bremen are everywhere.
Yeah. The Bremen mask is the mask that lets you lead all the chickens around.
Oh, okay. I don't like the first letter of names. It makes them hard to read. It doesn't. It does not read. It does not scan for me at all. I'm like, this person's named Aaron. He was in a way too much of a hurry to leave. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something the Bremen army would be part of. They had similar hallucinations experimented on war prisoners. About that writing?
Hallucinogens.
Oh, shit.
It is still weird.
That's still not right, though. I'm still like, there's something wrong with a lot of... Okay. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Now the war is over, they have to get their guinea pigs elsewhere. Like the nonary games.
I wish I had your capacity and feist, but...
Gender.
I really have a hard time believing every conspiracy theory floating around. He's just sitting there smoking.
Yeah. Look how sassy he's smoking.
Yeah, it's extremely Daniil. Like, very...
What an incredible pose.
Very bachelor, yeah.
Oh my god, I joked about this and she's saying it. I'm a journalist. I've covered wars, you know. I can't believe they actually put that line in the game. I don't need some flaky, eye-patched foreigner telling me what's possible and what's not. You haven't seen what I've seen during these past few years. So he's also a foreigner like Daniel.
Yeah. I've covered wars too, you know. All men and women for the past decade or two have covered wars. What's your point again? I've seen my fair share of hallucinogens as a doctor, and I can tell from the first-hand experience there are no known chemicals that create visions that vivid. Especially visions that are identical with this many people.
You can feel the tension rising between these two people.
This is doing a really effective job of like setting up character tensions and like making the seeming battle royale like already more interesting than any of the character dynamics in the first game.
This is I'm immediately interested in what these characters are going to do and what their deal's going to be. And deep sigh, she says out loud. I take it that we're done here. As much as I'd like it, I don't have time to play happy campers with you people. I have a job to do. Which way is the city? Ooh.
Oh, this is good art. I like this. The polish is so much higher, even with the weird like English still. At least it reads more like English as a second language now, whereas before it read like the scrambled ravings of a madman.
He just never gave his name. He's just a dick.
Yeah. Look up there over the forest top. Can you see the tower standing erect in the mist? That tower marks the center of Prehevil. You can hike through the forest to get there. It's not that far away.
The little jitter.
Sub ipsis fumus sumus.
This is a wild perspective. I have no idea what to think this. Yeah.
Fucking pathologic.
The appearance of truth does more harm than its absence. All right, then. If I see anyone, I'll let them know you guys are waiting here.
Have fun finding a scoop from that sleepy town. You know where to find us if anything comes up.
What are you going to do?
Wait here, I guess. I'm not in a hurry.
Oh.
Day 1? Monologue with the moon. I am so into this so far.
The presentation of this game is wild. Oh my god. Good afternoon. It's Kita Tanaka. Good to make your acquaintance. It's really troublesome what has come of our train trip. I'm not entirely certain what to do. I have some urgent business in the city. Should I go on foot or wait for the train to continue? No one's acknowledged this guy so far, and he wasn't in that whole cutscene. We've only been alone with him so far.
Attack him.
Oh my god.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
So you just it's like this. I think about the binary choices in Bloodborne about which place to send people. Like, do you send him forward on foot or just leave him here with the others? What's fates do? Oh, there's the engineer up there. I think you can see her butt and her red hair.
Oh yeah, look at that.
She was just too busy to have that conversation. I mean, he's in a hurry. He should go, right?
Maybe tell him to wait here.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. Yes. All right. Well, that's our prologue for now. It's about time to take a bit. But yeah, that's where she was. She just wasn't. I guess she would be preoccupied with the train. But yeah, the presentation's wild. I'm engaged with some of the characters. I want to see what's going on. I'm immediately anxious about how things are going with Karen because she's just gone. Wait, where are you going? Okay, we gotta pause this for a second, and so we can actually wait for the next episode. He's going somewhere, and given my white rabbit reference, I'm like, am I gonna find something if I follow him? See you guys next time. This is gonna be a ride.